another man, one of them, telling you they don't even need Biafra. They don't even need freedom. They are not even marginalized. That all they need is political maneuver. Power to maneuver Nigeria politically, and they will become president, and they will become senate president, and they will become prime minister, and they will become head of government, and they will become attorney general. When anyway, let's just listen to this.
And people are afraid of Ndibo because we resisted. And no ethnic group in Nigeria has had the guts to resist. None. Quote me. None has had the right, the guts to resist. Only Ndibo resisted. Not just Ndibo, the old eastern region, made up of southeast and the greater part of south-south. They resisted. Now, that is why anytime anybody comes up from the southeast, that history, that feeling that, look, this is a repeat of Biafra war, comes up, and suppression becomes the response of the federal government. So if we understand this, we will know that, anytime you don't equate somebody like a Monday Boho with Nnamdi Kanu, because they are coming from two different perspectives. Monday Boho is Yoruba. Yorubas never resisted. They never did. Nnamdi Kanu is coming from the southeast. Southeast resisted. And that is the difference between him and others. That resistance is what the federal government is afraid of. They don't want another Biafra. So what we need is political maneuvers so we can solve this problem diplomatically.
Now, I want you to ask this man, Okoko, 70-year-old man. He don't need freedom. He don't even need Biafra. In short, it's better I let him speak to end before I talk. Let him speak. Listen to him. Let me not
The
interject.
government is afraid of. They don't want another Biafra. So what we need is political maneuvers so we can solve this problem diplomatically. That is what we need. And that is what Soludo believes in. We cannot afford to egg our people into another Biafra war. We can't survive it. We will be pushed back more than 50 years again. That's the truth. So, and if you look at how the world is organized, let me tell you, nobody cares whether the Southeast is wiped out or not. Look at what is happening in Gaza. Look at what is happening in Ukraine. Look at what is happening everywhere. Nobody cares. Nobody cares whether you are wiped out or not. So you need to think about your own security and survival. Look, if war breaks out in Nigeria against Ndi Igbo, the world will turn their back. They did that before. During the Biafra war, when 2 to 3 million of the Biafrans were wiped out, where was the world? Where was the world? The world turned their back. Until today, nobody cares. So we don't need to allow our youth to get into another war. Since there are alternatives, we should find some pathways. Look, let me tell you, Soludo is a federalist. I am also. I believe in restructured Nigeria. It's my personal position. And that is where Soludo also stands. That if you can have a truly federal Nigeria, it's better for Ndibo. A truly federal Nigeria is better for Ndibo. We need a large space to operate. But if they don't want Ndibo in Nigeria, well, to your tent, oh Israel. But I believe that nobody has said that Ndibo should leave Nigeria. We need to understand this. Marginalization of Ndibo is not exclusive to us. All parts of Nigeria are being marginalized by the elites, by the political class. There is no section of this country that is not marginalized. Go to the north and see poverty. Do you know that Northeast Nigeria is the poverty capital of Nigeria, of Nigeria and of the world? Do you know that Northeast Nigeria is the capital of the world's greatest concentrations of illiterate populations? It's not in the Southeast, it's not in Anambra State. So what we need is to get our rights in Nigeria, fighting for restructured Nigeria, a truly federal Nigeria. We get to a point where Nigeria will work for everybody. Nigeria of today is not working for anybody. It's not even working for the elites. Nigeria is not, there is no section of Nigeria that is enjoying this country today. Not one, not the Southwest. That even since 1999, they have produced a president in Obasanjo, produced another president in Tinubu, they produced a vice president, and they are not at ease like most parts of the country. So you can say that it's not an Igbo thing. It's not an agenda to marginalize and annihilate the Igbos. No, if it is, other sections of the country should be enjoyed. In fact, Igbos are even
You know, there are some people that when you see them, you feel like bringing them using needle, or when my needle, piercing them small, 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 small for all their lives. Listen, listen here now. You listen to all of them now. I want to show you something.
the
Listen.
Igbo. The world will turn their back. They did that before. During the
Do you see the narratives they are using to deceive the gullibles? Do you see the narrative that before you fought the world abandoned you? Therefore, if you go to a war again, nobody will even look at you. Are you listening to this man? By the way, I see his name, Dr. Law Mefo. Are you sure he's not Uche Mefo's brother? Now, that's by the way. That when you go to war, nobody will remember you. It's because of people like this that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, you go to school and graduate and even get your doctorate degree. At the end of it all, somebody that did not even pass through 4 years of a nursery school will be thinking better than you. It's because of this kind of things you see, people you see. Are you listening to him? He went on to tell you that it's not only the Igbos that are marginalized, but he is not telling you why your Biafran land has been militarized. He is not telling you why Biafra land markets are being burnt. He is not telling you why we have the report that police and the army are doing kidnapping, harvesting, that and that. He is not telling you why in Abia, Alex Oti discovered over 150 headless models, bodies, some skeletal things, and that, and that, decomposing without explanation, where some certain set of people are living and they doing their businesses. Till today, only under 24 hours, this was this under 24 hours, this discovery were made. And remember, Alex Oti promised that tomorrow the discovery continues. Till today, we have not heard anything from Alex Oti. Why? He has gotten a phone call Don't ever try that again. The market he promised to close is open. Nobody closed it. The same people that were there when all these atrocities were committed are still there. And now, who knows how many more will be discovered when you go there. This Efulefu is not telling you. Why in naked there? Students are getting disappeared every day. He's not telling you why you have Navy checkpoint in Biafra land, Air Force checkpoint in Biafra land. He's not telling you. He's not telling you why an Igbo man, before you become your traditional ruler, a paramount chief, you have to go to North and get endorsed. He's not explaining that to you. He's not explaining to you 1999 Constitution. He will come here to tell you trash. And look at the way they were listening to him. I will look for the whole program, but I don't need it. You can imagine that all they need is political maneuver, that they don't even need anything like, they need a wider space. Ask this man that is looking for political maneuver, how old are you? You have been looking for this political maneuver ever since you were a youth till now. You are going to your grave, probably 70, 60 years old, going to your grave. You are still looking for political maneuver, that you are going to leave the burden upon your children to continue looking for political maneuver. He said that this is what Solu don't want. Fools everywhere, not even what he wants. This is another man's idea, not even his own. People that don't have mind of their own, people that cannot make decisions on their own. He said again that we don't want another war. And I am asking you, if you are not already in the midst of war, why are your land being taken over by military? Is it not the same presence we saw in 1967 to 1970? Is it not? Why this man did not come out when each time we see our people being taken out by police, army, we have not seen anybody come to talk, come to condemn. When Okwama was burnt down, even till now, the people have been chased out. This Efulefu did not come out to say anything. When the people of Izombe were this barrier everywhere, this Efulefu did not come out. So many things has happened. None of them condemns it. This man wearing Okured here, we have a brother today, a brother in Lagos. I don't know if I can see his picture. We have a brother in Lagos. SND Bona Lagos. We have him. Nobody is talking about him. He is a chief like them all, but they have abandoned him. Because when you talk about him, nobody will give you allocation. If you talk about him, nobody will give you contracts. If you talk about him, nobody will give you political positions. Nobody will give you political appointments. Nobody will make you a minister. Nobody will make you a director. If you talk about him, you will not be able to get any job. So they choose to abandon him and move on. And they have forgotten that the same way this man was taken is the same way all of them will be taken away. This man has forgotten that today, as we are here talking, governor of Bende, Edo State governor, what is his name? Okowa? No, Okowa of Delta has been arrested by EFCC. What did he do? Fraud. Now, Obaseki has been given letter by the same EFCC. Immediately you hands over to the new governor. We are coming to take you. Now I want you to ask yourself, when Rochas Okorocha finished, they took him. When Rochas finished, they took him. When Ojo Zokalu finished, they took him. When they finish using you as a goat or a black sheep of the family, at the end of it, they will slaughter you for their bears to feed on. If you tell Okowa today, despite being a slave goat to them, you will be taken, will Okowa listen to you? No. If you tell Obaseki today, despite covering all the Funani headers atrocities in Edo today, that they will take you. Not Oko, Obaseki will not listen to you. But look at him. Imagine a sitting governor. You have not handed over. You are working towards handing over. And the letter has been signed and given to you that do quick and hand over. We will come and take you and put you in prison. What is the essence of you serving the zoo, returning in demonic shame? Ask this man, where is that one that was thanking God and doing praises the day Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped? Ibokwe, no? Ibokwe or Ibekwe? Ibokwe? Joe Ibokwe? Yeah, Joe Ibokwe. Where is he today? He has been used like tissue paper. They'll flush you away. Listen to him from this point. Listen to him.
Nobody cares whether you are wiped out or not. So you need to think about your own security and survival. Look, if war breaks out in Nigeria against Ndi Igbo,
He said you need to think about your security and survival. Ask him, even as he is now, if he has security. The security this man talking now have is that he have up to 10 policemen or 5 following him about. What about you that is listening to him? How many police do you have assigned to you? What about your mommy at home? What about your uncles, your family members, your brothers, your sisters? If you are not in zoo, what about your families in zoo? How many police are assigned to them? Do you have security? When you know that even you, those that have these security personnel attached to them, are being eliminated on daily basis. Those on bulletproof cars are being eliminated. What about you that have nothing? Do you have security? We are Sari Dokobo. We tell the army, Nigeria army, if you do, I will bomb all of you. And Nigeria army will come out and say, you cannot do that. You don't have what it takes. You have security. Do you have justice? Ask this man, What happened to Nnamdi Kanu that has been taken, and the same Nigeria system said, let this man go. You are going against the law. He will not come out to say such things. He will not come out to ask for the freedom of the people of Biafra. He will not come out to ask or talk or say anything concerning the unlawful detention of Biafran children, of the people that Soludo, what is his name, Obi, Peter Obi, spied and dumped into his river. He will not come out and condemn such thing. That is the kind of security they have, where they will dispose anybody at any time. In Abia State, last few months ago, we learned that more than 300 youth disappeared. And we saw Governor Oti going to army headquarters in Abia State to beg them to let them go. And Abby said we will look into it. Today, we never hear say they don't look into the matter finish. We saw Nigeria army shooting inside our water. What were they shooting inside the water? They say Navy were testing their ammunition, arms inside a river, inside village, inside the river. That is the kind of security this man is telling you you need.
World will turn their back. They did that before. During the Biafra War, when 2 to 3 million.
During Biafran War, nobody was listening. Nobody have access to know what is going on. Nobody knew. During Biafran War, no, during Biafra genocidal fight, during Biafra, how do I this? Because when we call war, I don't know, it's not a war. During Biafra genocidal defense, there was no communication means where I can come here and see Chinwe Okolo and they talk to Vico Lee and talk to Bieze. There was no way I could have been communicating with the Oknepo. There was no way I could have been communicating with the Nolin. There was no way I could have spoken to Mazi Simon Epa. There was no way Mazi Simon Epa would have gathered government from the government in exile to liberate his people. But today, things have changed. During that genocidal defense of my people, this man would never have had this opportunity coming to lie to the whole world in front of this, which is in my front here with this red cap and glasses, criminals everywhere.
Of the Biafrans were wiped out. Where was the world? Where was the world? The world turned their back. Until today, nobody cares. So we don't need to allow our youth to get into another war, since there are alternatives.
They don't need to allow their youth to get into another war. Do you care about the youth? Is it not, since you are in alignment with what Soludo is doing, that means you are in agreement with the massacre of youths in Anambra, what do you call him? What is this area? Where you cross water to go, this community, Oban. How many times? Because we have oil there. How many youths has been eliminated there? Uncountable. Uncountable. He will not come out. Probably he should be from one of those areas. But he will not come out to condemn such things. These are the same youth. This man is sitting here telling you that they need their security. You need the security of those you eliminate. You need the security of those that you use as a bargaining chips before your slave masters. those used as a collateral to collect demonic contracts.
We should find some pathways. Look, let me tell you, Soludo is a federalist. I am also. I believe in restructured Nigeria. It's my personal position. And that is where Soludo also stands. That if you can have a truly federal.
Are you hearing him? This is where what is it? Soludo stand. He don't even have his own stand. He's my personal solution or what? Because this is where Uche because this is where Soludo. So if Soludo will stand in, we are going to die today. You join him. Everywhere.
Nigeria is better for Ndibo. A truly federal Nigeria is better for Ndibo. We need a large space to operate. But if they don't want Ndibo in Nigeria, well, to your tent, oh Israel. But I believe that nobody has said that Ndibo should leave Nigeria. We need to.
Did you hear him? Nobody said Ndibo should leave Nigeria when they were fighting and they. When they were destroying our people's properties in Lagos, this man come out. When they were destroying our people's properties in Lagos, in the north, you see this man. Nobody is asking you to go. When you borrowed money, sold all your assets to build one good house, and somebody destroyed it because you built it in his land, what is he telling you? That you're welcome? What is that rock in Abuja? Zuma Rock. Zuma Rock.
To understand this. Marginalization of Ndibo is not exclusive to us. All parts of Nigeria are being marginalized by the elites, by the political.
As is a Fulef, how many ministers have they given you from now, since 1970 till now? How many ministers have you had? How many presidents have you produced? How many vice presidents have you produced? How many ministers to the government have you produced? How many attorneys have you produced?
Political class. There is no section of this country that is not marginalized. Go to the north and see poverty. Do you know that Northeast Nigeria is the poverty?
You don't judge marginalization with the wealth of the people. That is not marginalization. That you are that you were not able to stand does not mean you don't have legs. You were given legs to stand. If you refuse to stand on your legs, you are looking for somebody's leg to stand on. You are looking for somebody to carry you on his backs before you move. That doesn't mean you don't have legs. Do you say anything in the house and it stands? Do you have road? Congo.
Poverty capital of Nigeria, of Nigeria and of the world. Do you know that Northeast Nigeria is the capital of the world's greatest concentrations of illiterate populations? It's not in the Southeast. It's not in Anambra State. So what we need is to get our rights in Nigeria, fighting for restructured Nigeria, a truly federal Nigeria. We get to a point where Nigeria will work for everybody. Nigeria of today is not working for anybody. It's not even working for the elites. Nigeria is not, there is no section of Nigeria that is enjoying this country today. Not one, not the Southwest. That even since 1999, they have produced a president in Obasanjo, produced another president in Tinubu, they produced a vice president, and they are not at ease. like most parts of the country. So you can say that it's not an Igbo thing. It's not an agenda to marginalize and annihilate the Igbos. No, if it is, other sections of the country should be enjoyed. In fact, Igbos are even.
I'm making go, because when you listen to people like him, you go get angry.